I'm drawn to AIC and other professional associations and really all the certification programs I endorse, because included in the certification is a code of ethics. And when we're working with contractors, and a lot of times you see their experience level qualifications, but you don't know who that person is. But you do know when they're certified that they signed up to a code of ethics, and that you can rely on that as you work the project. That the work is going to be fair, equitable, and communicative and transparent between the two parties. And that to me means a lot as an owner. Yes, most definitely. We've always required a professional certification at the supervisory level. We've encouraged it at all levels because we want people to migrate from the lower levels to supervisory. Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge because they're so much conflicting with other activities in their personal life. But what we see is the CPC, the CCM, the professional engineer, professional registered architect is a way to validate the experience, education by a third party, not just me as a supervisor saying that my person's qualified, but we have the industry peers going through a rigorous program also stating so. So we most definitely encourage it. On contracts with contractors, we also encourage, but we don't specifically name one certification over another to stay impartial to the federal government. Yes, because our profession is not static, and it's growing, it's evolving, and it's becoming more and more complex. And what the certification does is it's a validation to me that I have a professional that I'm working with, someone that cares about the profession, is passionate enough, committed enough to go out and get a certification as far as recognition, and then continuing to grow within the profession through continuing requirements, because all these certifications require that a continuing educational requirement each year. So I know that they're keeping active within the profession and following it. So I think that as technologies change, delivery systems change, that we also must evolve and stay current. And I think that the certification is a validation that the individual is applying himself in that way. I want to talk a little bit about this point because we know that, for example, professional engineer license, AIA, is widely accepted, and states use it as a licensing. But our industry in construction management is still a bit fragmented. And although we graduate 3,000 students a year with degrees, we prime them and prep them to enter and maintain that professional standing. Not all do. And I think it goes back to the owners of the construction companies, the people hiring, if they're okay with who they have on their staff and not encouraging or pushing, then it serves as a disservice for the young that are coming up. Because again, what it does, it allows us to evolve as a profession. It sets a standard within. We wouldn't go to a doctor that wasn't board certified, and we shouldn't have people managing construction that are not certified as well. And it's not to say all construction, maybe we ought to set a minimum standard, like a $100 million job and above ought to be a certified construction manager or a certified professional constructor. But we're not doing that. And a lot of times the companies will say, well, when the owners require it in their contracts, we're going to do it. But at the same time, why do we have to wait? Why can't we come together, not stay fragmented, unite the industry and say, we're going to elevate ourselves. We're going to have a gatekeeper and not just let anyone practice this profession, because it is important to us as a nation.